Students, in yesterday's lecture, we have learnt electric field due to conducting, hollow, non-conducting spherical charge distribution, and we have calculated the field. In today's session, in this particular session, we are going to derive equation for electric field due to uniformly charged non-conducting material. We are now dealing with non-conducting sphere. Yesterday itself, I have told you that in the previous lecture itself, I have told you, whenever we are dealing with non-conducting sphere, charge is accommodated. Charge will be residing throughout that particular material because it is non-conducting. Charge cannot flow. There will be no free electrons inside. There will be no free electrons in non-conducting material. That is the reason why electrons could not flow in a non-conducting material or dielectrics. Therefore, total charge which is present in this material, it will be uniformly distributed throughout the volume. So, charge is distributed. Charge is distributed throughout the material, throughout the volume of sphere. As we are dealing with volume, you need to now consider volume charge distribution. Volume charge distribution is equal to capital Q divided by volume, and we are dealing with sphere, so therefore you need to substitute volume of the sphere. It is capital Q divided by, I'm sorry, this is rho. Rho is volume charge distribution. Q divided by, now this total solid sphere has radius capital R. What is its volume? Volume will be 4 by 3 pi capital R cube. Just substitute that here. Now this is rho, which is Q divided by 4 pi Q by 4 by 3 pi R cube. This is volume of that particular sphere. Now I want to find out electric field due to solid non-conducting material. Therefore, what I do, I'll take very small element within this sphere, and that element is this part. Right? I'm taking an element, and this element is also a sphere, but its radius is a small r, which is marked with violet color within the sphere, and its volume will be 4 by 3 pi. Radius I am taking it as a small r. This is a small r cube. I will be writing it as V dash. So we are choosing small element in this particular sphere, and that element has volume 4 by 3 pi r cube, and that element has some charge. I am considering it as some say Q dash. Right? Now for that particular element, you can write it as charge is Q dash divided by, what is its volume? 4 by 3 pi into small r cube. Okay. Now 4 by 3 pi gets cancelled. What is this Q dash written as? Q dash can be simply written as Q dash, which is charge in this particular smaller sphere. It will be equal to capital Q by R cube into small r cube. Okay. Or you can even write rho into, because Q by 4 by 3 pi r cube can be written as rho. So this will be rho 4 by 3 pi small r cube. Okay. Let me take this as equation number 1. So we have chosen very small element in this whole sphere. That element has some volume V dash, and it is 4 by 3 pi r cube. That particular element has charge Q dash. Now we are now supposed to find out this Q dash, right? Okay. Now in order to find out field inside this particular material, first we are supposed to find out field at this point P. So where you are calculating field till that particular point, you need to choose the radius. Okay. So here I am finding the field. That is the reason why from the center, it is separated by distance small r. Right? Now at this point, I want to now find out the field. So what you will do? Simply, you will be taking that particular E dash field due to this very small element. It is K, which is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into, what is its charge? Q dash divided by what is radius? Radius will be r square. Okay, now this can be written as k divided by r square into what is q dash? It is 4 by 3 pi rho 4 by 3 pi r cube. This r square and r square gets cancelled. What is left over here? It is r. Therefore E dash is equal to k into rho 4 by 3 pi r. This is, you can write k as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. 4 pi epsilon naught into rho 4 by 3 pi small r. 4 pi gets cancelled. What is left over here? It is rho small r divided by 3 epsilon naught. Okay, therefore field inside, that is inside any material, is equal to rho r divided by 3 epsilon naught. This is the value of electric field due to that particular sphere inside the conducting material. So where you are finding the field, that particular radius you need to take. Now from this equation it is clear that electric field inside the material, it is directly proportional to r. Check it up in the equation. We have r, rho is constant, 3 epsilon naught is also constant. So what is left over here? It is only r. So E dash will be proportional to r. At the center, small r will be equal to 0. Therefore electric field at the center of the sphere will be equal to 0. And when you are coming out from the center, what would happen? R value goes on increases. As R value goes on increases, field also increases, right? So at the center, what is the field? 0. So that means if you plot a graph, at the center it is 0. And here you have small r. Small r value is increasing up to capital R. From the center you are coming out till the surface. So what would happen to the field? Here inside it is E is directly proportional to R. As R value goes on increases, field will be increased up to certain distance. So that particular value, field is directly proportional. So you will get a straight line, right? Now this should be very clear and you should not have any doubt in it. Coming to surface, electric field on the surface. When you are finding electric field on the surface, that means at this position you are finding the field, just like how it is been pointed on the figure. From the center, at what distance you are finding? It is capital R. So from the center on the surface you will have charge capital Q. Therefore E on the surface will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q divided by R square. So on the surface it will be remained same as it is like hollow sphere. That is equation number 2. Now coming outside. Now when you are out, at this particular point you are supposed to find out field. E is equal to how much? And this distance I can consider it as a small r from the center. Small r is greater than capital R. Therefore you can write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. What is the total charge on this particular sphere? Capital Q divided by small r whole square. This is equation number 3, right? Now what you need to note is field on surface and outside. Field on surface and outside for hollow, conducting and non-conducting. Similarly, solid, conducting and non-conducting will be same, right? This is very, very important conclusion. So that means outside this capital R value, field outside, you will get graph same as it is like which we have seen in the previous example. From the center it increases, and at this point its value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. And outside what is happening? It is inversely proportional to r square. Therefore, again you will get a graph which is inversely proportional to r square. So this will be the graph which you get. And after long distance, r tend to very large value, so that E tend to 0. Clear? So this is how you can find out electric field inside the material and outside, and as well as on the surface. Outside it will be same as it is on the surface, and outside it will be same as it is for hollow sphere. But only the thing is, inside there will be charge residing in conducting, non-conducting material. Therefore, if you are dealing with field inside the material, it is not equal to 0. So as it is not equal to 0, you will be getting some value, and that value depends upon radius. So at what position you are calculating the field, it is directly proportional to that particular value. So as at the center, small r will be equal to 0. So equation 1 will tend to become 0. So at the center, field will be 0. From the center, if you go out, it goes on increases till it achieve radius. And on the surface, its value is fixed 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. And outside the surface, its value goes on decreases, just like how it is being shown in the graph. Very, very important conclusion, students. You should remember these values for solving problems. Pay attention, students. This is also one of important concept in this chapter. Now see here. Let me take a positive charge. Understand carefully. Let me take a positive charge. And this charge has value capital Q. Okay. As it is having capital Q charge, the field lines from this will be tending outward. Is it not? This is field outward. Here also field will be outward. Here also field will be outward. Here also, everywhere field will be outward. And this is the field extended over because of this plus Q charge. Right? Now, let me take one test charge. I am taking a test charge. I already told you test charge should be denoted with small q. It is, of course, positive value. Now, if you are placing a test charge at some particular distance, I name it as, say, R1. This is the separation from the center to the test charge, R1, right? You have field at this point, P, which is at a distance R1, and that field you can calculate simply it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught capital Q divided by separation, it is R1, right? This is what already we have learnt. Now see here, if you are placing a test charge at position P, that test charge will experience a force outward. As a result, what would happen to this charge? It run away. Is it not? So if you are placing a test charge in the field of capital Q charge, that test charge will experience a repulsive force and that move outward from the center of the sphere. So you need not do anything in case of test charge. If you place it in the field of capital Q, it itself will experience a force. Because of that, it moves outward. So this test charge will move outward. Now, what I mean to do is I need to bring this test charge inside. So for example, to this point, which is at a distance R2, I want to bring this test charge from this position to this position. So we are now going to discuss about electric potential. It's very simple. What you are now doing, let me take here, you have a positive charge. Because of this positive charge, a test charge, this is test charge. This test charge will experience a force outward. How much force it is? K capital Q small q by x square, because we are considering that this distance is x, right? Now, as this force is doing some work, what it is doing? It is bringing this charged particle outward. Who is doing that? Force is doing that. Whose force? Electric force. So that electric force is doing some work on this test charge in order to move it away. Similarly, in order to bring it closer to this test charge, you need to do work. you should apply a mechanical force opposite to the direction of electric force. That work done we are now calculating, right? What is formula for work done? Force into distance, or W is equal to F dot S. Here X is variable. X value is undergoing change. Therefore, as it is variable force, you need to go for integration. That will be W is equal to integration. You are bringing this test charge from position where X position to some particular value, like it may be anywhere, here or here or here, anywhere. So you are tending it to infinity. Therefore, one limit is infinity and the other position is R, where you are supposed to bring that particular test charge. And what is F value? K Q small q by X square. I am substituting that here, and this dx as it is. And why I am taking here negative sign? You are bringing the test charge opposite direction to that of the electric field. So that is the reason why you are getting one negative charge, negative sign over here. Now if you integrate this total, what you get? K Q Q by R, because after substitution of the limits you are getting this value. Okay, so this gives you final expression work done, which is equal to K capital Q small q divided by R. This is equal to potential energy, right? That is called as electric potential energy. And electric potential energy is the amount of work done in bringing a test charge from infinite position to particular value. Okay, now we can define potential. Electric potential is equal to electric potential energy. Electric potential energy for which charge you are finding? You are finding for test charge. So simply divide it with test charge. So potential will be equal to, electric potential can be simply written as K capital Q small q divided by small q into R. This and this gets cancelled. So electric potential is denoted with V. That gives you K capital Q divided by R. Okay. And of course, here there should be negative sign. That negative sign represents that if this test charge this test charge is moving towards this particular positive. If it is moving outward, then in such cases you will be getting V as positive, right? Now potential depends upon the charge which it is. Okay. For example, if this charge is minus Q, then electric potential V will be equal to minus K capital Q divided by R. Clear? So these are the equations which we have learned in this particular slide. We have got two equations, one for electric potential and the other for electric potential energy. Look here, some points regarding this electric potential. This we have already discussed. First one, the definition of electric potential. Second one, electric potential formula. It is V is equal to W by Q. Remember that it is a scalar quantity. So as it is a scalar quantity, we don't have more complications like vector quantities. Electric field, when we are calculating, we have considered it as vector, so we have more complications. But electric potential is a scalar. Directly you can add them. You will be getting net electric potential. And coming to third point, electric potential is just a state or condition of your body. It is similar to that of temperature. Coming to fourth point, as positive value is greater than negative value, positive charged body has greater potential, negative charged body has lower potential. Next point, electric potential, it is just a relative term. It is a relative value. It's not absolute. Next point, electric field due to a point charge is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. And remember that electric potential is inversely proportional to R, and this potential can be positive, negative, or zero. If charge is zero, potential is zero. At infinite position, R tends to infinity, something by infinity will be zero. So potential can be zero. Potential can be zero. Potential can be positive if charge is positive. Potential can be negative if charge is negative. And the last point, as I told you, in case of scalar quantity, you can sum up all the potentials. Therefore, net potential will be equal to sum of all individual potentials. So these are very important points which we have discussed in this particular slide. We have got equations for force. What it is? F is equal to K Q divided by R square. And KQQ divided by R square. Electric potential, it is K capital Q small q divided by R. This is potential energy. These two are related with each other. Electric potential and electric force both are related to each other. How they are related? We know that work done, which is equal to change in potential energy, this is F dot S. Okay. So how do you write electric potential energy? Electric potential energy can be simply represented as F dot dr. This is F dot dr, and R value you can tend it like it can be limits from R1 to R2. You can substitute over there whatever the limits are being given, so that you will be getting electric potential energy. And remember that electric potential energy, it is conservative. In class 11th, you will be learning about conservative field and non-conservative fields. This is conservative fields. So electric potential energy can be 0, it can be positive, it can be negative, right? This is relation between electric force and electric field. Sorry, electric force and electric potential energy. Now coming to next term, we have got equation for electric field. What it is? It is K capital Q divided by R square. And what about electric potential? V is equal to K capital Q divided by R, right? So these two are linked with each other. So electric potential can be written as, it is concerned with one particular particle. So therefore, electric potential can be simply written as integration of E dot dr, which is from infinity to particular point. This is relation for electric potential and electric field. Or even you can simply write it as V is equal to this V. KQ divided by R is there here, right? Now V can be written as E dot R. V is equal to E dot R. Check it up. What is E? KQ divided by R square. And here this is dot product of these two, right? K capital Q divided by R square into this R as it is. E R cancel cheseddam. What you are getting finally? V is equal to K capital Q divided by R, right? So these are very, very important things which you have learned. This is relation between electric potential and electric field. And remember, electric potential is a scalar quantity. Electric potential energy is also scalar quantity. Now coming to this, force and potential energy are related. Force and work done are related. Field and potential are related with each other. So this is work done or potential energy. It is U F dot S or integration F dot dr. Here it is V E dot R. So this gives you E dot dr integration infinity to particular point, right? That is what we have seen in these equations.